I'm Haley and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the 10 new candles that make up the Goose Creek and Peanuts 75th anniversary collab. Like I mentioned, there are 10 candles here. I'm going to get into all of the scents, what I think about them, favorites, least favorites, as well as what I think of Goose Creek as a whole. The brand was completely new to me before trying these candles, so I'm really excited to kind of dig deep into a brand that is completely new to me. While I haven't tried Goose Creek before, I think, a candle connoisseur. I'm a big fan of a lot of different candle companies, including Bath & Body Works, which I feel like is the closest, at least visual, competitor to a Goose Creek. And just talk about a fun collab. I love doing reviews of collab items because I feel like as fun as the collab is, it's also really important to get the product and the product quality right. So if you're interested in hearing all my thoughts about this brand new Peanuts collab, I hope you'll keep on watching. So there are 10 candles here, like I mentioned, and they're split up into 2 holidays and 1 sort of extra season. So we have 6 fall or fall adjacent candles. We have 3 Christmas candles and then 1 kind of summery candle or all year round candle. So I think it's fun that these correlate to the seasons because the seasons, especially Halloween and Christmas, are a big part of the Peanuts world, and that's sort of how we consume a lot of Peanuts media. The Great Pumpkin, the Peanuts Holiday Special, all of those super fun things that are really nostalgic to me. I definitely watched all of them in my childhood, and I love Snoopy. I love all of the Peanuts characters, and I was super excited to try this. So I'm gonna start by talking about the 3 candles that are just fall. So the first up is Napping with Snoopy. So this is a candle with notes of vanilla cashmere, warm amber, and soft cedarwood. And to start off, I have to be honest that this is not one of my favorites from the collection. So while I do get that amber and cedarwood, it's kind of spicy and musky in a way that I don't really love, and I have not burned this one yet. I'll go over the ones that I have burned already when I get to them. But to start off, I do really like this super bright, you know, very festive, ultra vibrant orange wax. I love colored wax in candles. I just think it's really fun. Even if it's not like a natural addition, I just think it makes them really fun, and I do love the super fall color of this one, and I like the packaging as well. This is absolutely adorable, like classic Snoopy imagery, but I'm just not loving the scent on this one. Like I said, I blind bought all of these, so I got them all from the Goose Creek website, and this one is just not a favorite. I feel like a lot of times when I get to know a brand, I can kind of predict what things are gonna smell like based off of the notes, but this really doesn't like track with what I would have thought from vanilla cashmere, warm amber, and soft cedarwood. So I will still probably burn this one, but right off the bat, it's not one of my favorites. Next up is one that I liked a little bit better and one that I have actually burned so far. So this is Apple Picking. Again, a very cute fall candle, orange, beautiful, again, super vibrant orange wax on this one, which I absolutely love. And this has notes of juicy apple, sparkling pear, and crisp green leaves. So while it does smell like that, I wouldn't say it's my favorite iteration of an apple candle. I love apple scents. They're some of my favorites. I think this one could have been a little bit juicier, a little bit sweeter, but I'm not complaining. I will definitely finish burning this one. I will say, and I'll talk about this more at the end when I talk about my general overall thoughts, I did not think that this had super great throw. So I didn't really feel like it filled the room, which was surprising given the size of these, but compared to a Bath & Body Works 3-wick candle, I didn't feel like it was as powerful. So I'll talk about some more comparisons between Goose Creek and Bath & Body Works again at the end of this video, but I feel like Apple Picking didn't quite match up to my expectations, although I did enjoy it, and I will definitely burn this one up. And then moving on to the other candle that I burned from this collection so far, this is Crisp Fall Days. I absolutely love the label on this. I love that you can see all of the different Peanuts characters, Schroeder with his little piano, everyone's there. I love that. I also love the bright yellow wax. Again, I feel like they're killing it with the wax colors. The super intense vibrancy of these I think is so fun, very fall appropriate, just excellent. And this one is also an apple scent, but it is more of a spiced apple fall scent. So this has notes of rustling leaves, spiced apple cider, and cozy harvest spice. So it is more of a spiced apple scent, and this one actually reminds me a bit of Leaves from Bath & Body Works, but not quite as intense. It kind of has that potpourri apple scent, but I really like this one. This is my favorite of the two that I've tried so far. My fiance also really liked this one. He commented on it and said that he thought it smelled good, and I feel like this is going to be one that I am actually excited to burn, even if there are some coming up that I'm not super excited to burn. But again, really like the packaging on this one. Love this gorgeous wax color, and I thought this was a nice, albeit kind of forgettable, fall scent. Next up, there are 3 Halloween specific candles that I'm gonna get into. The first is Halloween Night. I absolutely love this packaging. Again, I think that if you are a huge Peanuts fan, or if you know one, this would be so fun to pick up. But this one has notes of midnight fog, whipped vanilla, soft patchouli, and smoldering amber. So I would think, without really smelling this one, that it would be a kind of spicy vanilla scent from that whipped vanilla, and then the patchouli and amber giving it kind of like a spicy base. This has really cute light blue wax, but I just don't really like this one. First of all, it's not super strong. Like a lot of candles, when you open them, they can kind of fill a little bubble around them with the scent. This one you really have to kind of dig your nose into, and I do get that patchouli, but this one just isn't really speaking to me. I don't feel like it's super strong, and it doesn't smell super good in my opinion. So while I love it, it doesn't really say Halloween to me. I feel like it is a very mild patchouli scent, and that's not one of my favorite things unless combined with certain notes that I really love. But yeah, I feel like, again, this one is a little bit forgettable. Next up, we have an absolutely adorable green candle. This is Happy Halloween, which I freaking love the label on this one. It is so cute and really pretty, kind of like a pale mint colored wax. And this one is probably one of my least favorites from the bunch. So this has notes of spiced pumpkin, crushed clove, warm cinnamon, and rustic cedarwood. And I actually really like all of those notes. I was expecting like a pumpkin spice kind of candle, or like, you know, a fall spices pumpkin pie scent, something like that. This is giving sort of in the way that cumin in fragrances can sometimes kind of smell like body odor and kind of smell like musky. This is giving that sort of spicy cumin BO scent to me. I don't like this one. I'm probably not gonna burn this one. I don't think it smells good. Yeah, it's just giving off like a musky body odor scent that I don't think is pleasant. I don't really get the pumpkin. Pumpkin can be kind of sweet. This doesn't smell like pumpkin to me, but the clove, I think it's the clove, cinnamon, and possibly cedar that are giving it that spiciness that comes across as BO. So I don't like that one. And then last up for the Halloween scents is the Great Pumpkin. Of course, they had to do a Great Pumpkin candle, and this is so cute. Again, a very pretty wax color on this one. Absolutely love that. I love the little label here. I just think this is adorable. And this one has notes of sweet pumpkin, fresh ginger, warm nutmeg, and spiced cardamom. Again, another spicy fall pumpkin scent. I feel like this one is what I thought the other one was gonna smell like. This one actually smells really good. So it is very much that classic spicy pumpkin fall scent. 100% what you would expect from this one. Like, I don't feel like I could have like predicted anything else from this one. And I do think this one smells good. Yeah, I just don't have a problem with this one. I do feel like it is really generic. It's not any sort of unusual twist or take on this one. I feel like this kind of candle is kind of a dime a dozen around this time of the year from any sort of major retail like Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Walmart, Target, they're all gonna have their own take of this kind of candle. So while I don't think it's super special or unique, I think it is gonna be a crowd pleaser. And I would say if there was gonna be one that I think would be the most like non-offensive to most people, just like exactly what you would expect from a fall candle, this one would be a good bet. So if you really wanted to buy something from this collection and you were looking for things that are gonna be probably the most crowd pleasing, this is gonna be one that I'm gonna recommend, especially if you already like that kind of basic fall scent profile. This is gonna be that, but I do like this one and I'm excited to burn it. Next up, let's get into the 3 Christmas candles that I have here. So first up is gonna be Skating with Friends. This isn't strictly a Christmas candle, it's more of a winter candle. So if you're looking for a non-denominational winter candle, this would definitely be a good bet for you. But this has notes of cool peppermint, sweet vanilla, and crystallized sugar. So this is kind of that minty Christmas profile that, again, is very common around the holidays. And it smells like mint to me. It does smell like candy cane. So I do kind of get some of the sweetness there. It kind of smells like some sort of like spearmint or like wintergreen gum because it has that sweetness with it. I don't think it's a bad scent. I am not super into minty scents for Christmas. I like cozier scents and not these like super cool scents, but I do feel like it goes with the title of this one a lot, so I don't think it's a miss. Again, I don't think this one is offensive or bad. It's just not something that I would seek out if I weren't trying to review this entire collection. So this could be potentially a nice like bathroom burn or kitchen burn, but it's not super cozy like to me. But again, I don't really like peppermint or candy cane scents to begin with. Then next up, I have the 2 Christmas specific candles. And first up, we have a Christmas with Friends. This is so cute. They're all around the Christmas tree in the label on this one. And this one has notes of fresh fir needles, bright orange zest, and warm clove. So it is trying to be that sort of classic Christmas tree and spicy Christmas spices scent. Absolutely beautiful. Again, super vibrant, gorgeous wax on this one. And I don't feel like this one is super strong. Again, one that you really have to dig your nose into, but I feel like the wax actually could have been red. I feel like that would have been more Christmas appropriate and also really fun. But this one, I'm definitely not really getting a ton of that fresh fir needle scent and really just getting more of that spicy orange clove. But the spice in this one comes off a lot more pleasant than the one that I smelled, that I said smelled like BO. So that's a plus, but again, kind of forgettable, kind of generic. You could get a lot of candles like this around the holiday time, but I don't think it's bad. Then last up for the Christmas candles, I have Decorating the Tree, which again, adorable green packaging on this one, and super vibrant neon green wax, very fun. This one has notes of balsam, Christmas tree, worn cedar, forest juniper, and apple wreath. And to me, this smells straight up just like a Christmas tree candle. So Tree Farm from Bath and Body Works, I think is the one, but it just 100% smells like pine leaves. If you were looking for a very accurate Christmas tree scent, this is the one for you. To me, that's all I'm getting from this one. I'm not getting the apple wreath. I'm not getting the cedar, or I guess forest juniper I could be getting as well as the Christmas tree. But I do think this does smell very generic. Again, something that you could pick up pretty much anywhere around the holidays. And so I don't necessarily think it's worth putting in an order from a site to get this one. I don't think it's all that special, but it doesn't smell bad. And I know a lot of people love burning this kind of scent around the holidays, especially if you have an artificial Christmas tree. So definitely recommend this one if you love that sort of Christmas tree scent, but I don't think it's all that special or interesting. And then last candle I have here, this is the one that is sort of summery slash any time of year. I feel like the label is more any time of year, but the notes are giving summer. So this is a gorgeous yellow packaging. If you can tell, I love yellow, but this one is Snoopy and the gang, and you can see the gang's all here on this one, just the classic peanuts. And this one, again, has a really beautiful neon yellow wax. and notes of sugared lemonade, juicy orange, and daisy blooms. So I feel like, you know, that's what I was going for with saying that this one is more summery. And it smells really summery to me. The wax looks really summery also. That sort of citrusy floral vibe. It smells good, don't get me wrong. I actually do think this one smells quite good, and I think this would be a really good kitchen candle if you like a lemon candle burning in the kitchen. So I don't think this one is bad. It smells really good. It's a citrus candle, but it doesn't smell like citronella or anything like super overpowering or anything like that. It also doesn't smell like Pledge. I feel like the sort of sugariness of the lemonade and the orange and all of that keep it from smelling like a cleaning product, which I think is really positive. So I do like this one. I'm excited to burn this one. It is, again, season neutral in my opinion, but kind of leans summery. So that was just a quick run through of all the candles and what I thought about them as individuals as a whole collection. So I don't think these candles are really worth all that much or worth ordering. I'm just gonna say it. I feel like if you really, really love peanuts, there are other collabs all the time that you might like better. And if you are gonna order this, I would look carefully at the notes and avoid the ones that I said are not very good, and maybe go for, like I was saying, this Snoopy and the Gang candle. I think this one smells really good. Or perhaps Crisp Fall Days. I think this one is good too. I kind of feel like, well, it's the two yellow ones. I think these two are kind of the best in my opinion. And then we have some that I don't think are bad at all, but I do feel like they're kind of generic. So I would count some of these just like generic seasonal candles in that. So the Great Pumpkin and Decorating the Tree, I feel like they're really good, but they are just very basic. And then ones that I just didn't think were very good at all were Happy Halloween, unfortunate because I love the name of this one, and Halloween Night. I just felt like some of these were misses, but as a whole, so I will say I have never tried Goose Creek before trying this collection, and I did only burn 2 of them. But like I kind of said at the beginning, I didn't feel like these filled a room. I don't think they are that powerful. I think they're a lot less powerful than some of the classic Bath & Body Works candles. While I know that Bath & Body Works can kind of have a range, like some are kind of weaker than others, kind of just depends on the season of the year. If we were comparing like the classic Leaves fall candle, I'm gonna use that as my baseline because I do think it's a good candle, it's powerful, it is very classic in the Bath & Body Works world, so a lot of people have tried it. And it is a very classic fall scent, but it's not super generic. Like, it feels very unique to Bath & Body Works. I feel like these are not as good. So some of them I felt like were just bad. They weren't super powerful, and they really cannot fill the room in the way that some other candles can. And considering these are the same size as the Bath & Body Works candles, I just feel like they're not as good. I did leave the ones that I had burning for several hours, so I feel like I really gave them a fair shake. I just didn't think that, you know, Goose Creek is a brand that really stands out to me. I feel like the quality is very, very similar to a lot of really generic candles. I feel like they're kind of similar to Yankee Candle or a lot of the candles that you can get from Marshall's and TJ Maxx. So a lot of those like DW Home candles that they always have kind of at those discount stores, or like kind of like a generic Walmart candle, I felt like they were similar to that. I don't think they're worth the money, especially if you want to buy multiple and really stock up. I would not recommend doing that. So I talked about quality and the scents. Let's talk price on these ones. So there are 10 candles here, like I mentioned, and the full retail price is $25.50, which I feel like is way too much. Absolutely, do not spend full price on these candles. Please promise me you won't. Goose Creek does seem to always have sales, so they are kind of in that the price is never really the price business model, kind of like Bath & Body Works, but I feel like they're pretty much constantly on sale. So I spend $11.99 on each of these, which I think is a good price for, you know, a candle of this size. But when you consider that you can get Bath & Body Works candles for $12, $12.50, $13 pretty frequently, I don't think you should spend almost $12 on these candles that I just don't think are as good quality or as good scents. So another thing about these, I didn't feel like any of these were super unique, interesting, or standout. So again, comparing to Bath & Body Works, because I do actually feel like they're styling themselves as a Bath & Body Works competitor in the price, the styles, the size, the packaging, all of that. I just feel like they're trying to be a Bath & Body Works direct competitor and undercut them a little bit. I just don't feel like these are as creative or as interesting, and they're not as powerful. So I feel like every year, every season, as a frequent Bath & Body Works candle buyer, there are some that don't hit, but there are also a lot that do hit because they're very unique, very creative. They're always mixing it up. They're always trying new things. And I feel like that is very admirable. I felt like these were very basic and not, again, don't go out of your way. So I know that's kind of a harsh review, but I really think that you should save your money unless you are a huge Peanuts fan and really love generic seasonal candles. So if you're maybe buying for somebody who's a huge Peanuts fan, this could be a fun gift, but I would say limit yourself to kind of like the top 2 or 3 that I discussed. And just spend your money elsewhere, because there are a lot of really good, powerful candles that, like I said, even when the lid is off, they kind of have their own little scent bubble and just really just fill a room, smell so good. And I don't feel like any of these really fall into that category. And I feel like Bath & Body Works is not even the height of the candle world. To me, it's just like my favorite basic affordable candle, but there are some candles out there, luxury candles, all of that super pricey stuff, getting into that really niche candle world that really blow even Bath & Body Works out of the water. So to me, these are just an affordable candle. If you're just looking for like the most basic of basic, Goose Creek might be for you. But please let me know down in the comments below, are you a big fan of Goose Creek? Do you disagree with me? Have you tried any of these so far? I would love, as always, to hear your thoughts. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.